Mute. Can you put yourself on mute?
Oops.
All right. I think we can start now, as it's already 2 p.m. Good afternoon, everyone. Some people might be good morning. Thank you very much for your time being here today with us. Thank you very much for your time registering and also attending the webinar with NCUK. And to make your time well worth in being here, I promise that by the end of this presentation, you will be taken away with the key knowledge, like key selling points of this amazing program NCUK here in Vietnam, which is the International Foundation Year, along with the entry requirements and other relevant information for your students to prepare for the application. So as many of you might already met me in person, this is Ivy, and I'm the marketing manager here in Vietnam for US Education. Today, we are very proud to invite Adam at ORIGO Group, which operates the NCUK program here at the University of Economics, Ho Chi Minh City, to conduct this training for you guys. You can see that we'll put the profile of Adam in the chat box shortly. So at the end of this presentation, we'll allow some time for the Q&A. So throughout the training, if you have any question, please feel free to type in the Q&A chat box, and we'll respond to your question by the end of Adam's presentation to you. So over to you, Adam.
Thank you very much, Ivy, for the great introduction. And good morning, everyone, because it's morning for me. I'm right now in Sweden, but hopefully I'll be coming to Vietnam very soon. And good afternoon to you, everybody who's in Vietnam, and to people who are in Australia. Good evening, I suppose. Almost evening, late afternoon. So thank you, Ivy, for the great introduction again. Just a quick to introduce myself. My name is Adam Alasawi. I'm the Academic Program and International Relations Manager at ORIGO Education Group. We're running the NCUK International Foundation Year in partnership with the University of Economics in Ho Chi Minh. This is the very first time we're actually entering the program through of the NCUK to the market properly, I would say. So I hope that you would have a lot of enthusiasm and ambition for the program's future as well, because it will bring in a lot of students. It will give a lot of students great opportunities for the future, for studying overseas in Australia or in the UK. So I think that's a very quick introduction about myself. Should I share my screen now? Can I do it? Yes. Oh, I can.
Please. Yeah.
I was unable for some seconds there, but there we go. So before I start the actual talk about the NCUK, I'm gonna just show you a quick video, like 1 minute video. So I would just optimize my screen for sharing. There we go. And I think my sound is available. So I'm going to try to start a video and see if you can hear it. Awesome. Oops. Should try doing that. So as you saw it on video, just a quick short 1 minute video about the NCUK International Foundation Year, also short for NCUK IFY. And it's in collaboration with the University of Economics in Ho Chi Minh. So please note that. So you saw the video, now you might wondering, so what is the NCUK IFY? Well, it's a foundation program, as the name states, but it's unlike other foundations program because of many reasons that I will go through today. So the first thing that I would like to say is that it's a 9 months foundation program to provide the student with the academic qualifications and English skills that is required to progress to the UK, to Australia, to Canada, even to the USA, and also New Zealand. Basically, it's providing the student with that kind of skills that the student is required to have by the time they reach university, if we're talking about a native English speaker in the UK or Australia. So this is what the NCUK International Foundation Year is aimed at doing. So it focuses on academic knowledge, again, in the English language, study skills, and cultural skills as well. So it's not just an English test, it's more than that. The basic structure that I'm showing right here is a 3-stream modules alongside 1 EAP module. Currently, we're doing the 3 streams of the business majors, I would say, yeah. But in the future, we might expand that, or we will expand that to engineering, science, and more. But we're doing with the University of Economics business stream modules. And the EAP module is the one where a lot of the times the student kind of feel like, okay, this is where the big challenge kind of gets, because it's the academic English that's being taught in the English for Academic Purposes program, the EAP module. So again, 3 subjects streams together with 1 EAP module. That's the structure of the program. Will be taught over 30 weeks, so 9 months, at the minimum of 4 hours per week. What that means is that the student can actually be year 11 and can still study the program, and can be year 12 as well and study the program as well. So they can have some time for the program as well. So if we're talking about structure in details, as I mentioned earlier, the student have the option to have 3 subjects. We actually give them options of 4, so they can choose 3 modules out of 4. For example, in the business pathway, we have business studies, math for business, economics, and another subject called business policies. So those are 4 subjects that they can choose 3 out of. For example, here we have a student that chose business studies, math for business, and economics. And at the same time, they have to study the NCUK EAP, which is basically the English for Academic Purposes module, basically that module that will provide the student with the academic knowledge that they need before they progress to university. This is very important. So these subjects that the student choose, business, for example, will decide what pathway the student will be ending up at when they go to university. So because they chose business, we recommend that the student apply to business programs. However, they're not limited. They can choose to apply to other majors as well, but the chances of them getting a business degree or into a business degree is much higher than them using this business pathway and then applying to engineering. There will be some difficulties there, but no worries about that, because in the future we'll have more streams for the student. But yeah, this is the basic structure in some details. And I'll jump directly into entry requirements, because I think this is important to remember. Again, we have 2 entry pathways, so through year 11 and through year 12. Let me talk about year 12 first. So minimum GPA of 6.0 out of 10. This is a must for students before they can apply to NCUK IFY. They need to show proof of 6.0. And the student who actually who is year 12 and have this requirement met, they can choose to either apply for the 6 months program or the 9 months program. Now, if you look at the NCUK that we're running with UH at this moment for the next cohort, basically, it's only 9 months. But in the near future, we will have 6 months program as well. We just need to start with 9, and then in the future, we have the intensive program of 6 months. This is great for students who really want to go to, say, February in Australia, to Australia, basically. If they finish in summer and they say, okay, well, I want to go to Australia, but I don't meet some of the requirements. Okay, you can do this quick intensive program, study it, and then immediately go to Australia. And then year 11, basically the GPA is a bit higher, 7.0 out of 10, but they can't really choose between 6 or 9 months. They can only choose the standard one, the 9 months program. So I showed you requirements, so grades. Now we're looking at the English requirement. Yes, there is an English requirement, but it's not really, you don't have to have done IELTS, TOEFL, PTE, as a student when you're applying to NCUK. It's not compulsory. If you have done these three qualifications or certifications, you can use them to apply to NCUK IFY. It's okay. But if you haven't done IELTS, TOEFL, or OPTE, we give you a placement test as a student. You can do the placement test. If you pass the placement test, you use the same scoring system to that of IELTS. So if the student gets 5.0, the same requirement as IELTS, in this placement test, they can also enter the program. If, however, the student struggles with 5.0, we give them a course called EAP Space, and that course is free only to NCUK IFY candidates. It's not free to other students. The course by itself is actually kind of a standalone like purchase if the student want to study it standalone. But if they want to use it as a pathway to NCUK IFY, then it's free for the candidates who basically accepted their seat at NCUK IFY. I'll talk more in details about this in just a second, the EAP Space program, because it is actually a pathway to NCUK, so it's important that I talk about it today. So now you might ask me, so you told me about an introduction about NCUK IFY. You showed me the requirements. You even showed me the structure of the programs. How does it work? Very good question. So if we compare with the IB or A level, let's talk about just the length. So NCUK IFY is about a year, months. I usually just say a year. I don't want to be that specific, but 9 months for you. But just know for a fact that it's not that long of a. I think I need to turn off this one because I read that screen is clear. I don't know. Okay. So NCUK IFY, I hope my screen is clearer now. Yes. Okay. So NCUK IFY takes about a year, while IB A level takes about 2 years. There isn't any requirement to enter NCUK IFY, not even after you finish NCUK IFY. So even if you finish NCUK IFY, you need to do IELTS or other qualifications. Just take your IELTS, take your NCUK IFY, and then go apply to university. It basically takes you directly to you finished NCUK IFY, and there are guaranteed universities that offer placements to students who are coming from the NCUK. So again, if we're talking about secondary, so high school, so year 12, the student starts year 12, they apply to NCUK IFY. If they meet their requirements, both grades and English requirements, they enter the program, they study it for about 9 months, then directly go to apply to university, say the University of Manchester, they get accepted, they go to the University of Manchester, done, that's it. However, if the student, say, struggles with the requirements, say they don't meet the English requirement, they don't have 5.0, or even when they done the placement test, they failed, or they didn't get 5 or 5.0, they got 4.5, we help them. We give them a program called ORIGO EAP Space, or just EAP Space. And I'll show you the website at the end later. So EAP Space, what is it? Okay. Think of it of two pathways, basically. So as a pathway to NCUK, it's an online preparation course by ORIGO for NCUK IFY candidates only, okay, who need help to get to IELTS 5.0. We provide them with this program for free. The second thing about this program is that it can be taken as a basically standalone program to study, and it can function as a support to the students' current English learning to further boost their English language skills. So say the student is studying year 12 or year 10. I think year 10 is a better example. And they just want to start studying academic English. They can take EAP Space, because EAP stands for English for Academic Purposes. So they study EAP Space, they purchase the program, and then they get basically, the student gets help with their English learning at the same time as they're studying high school. So they're not quitting their English learning in high school. They're continuing to study that, but at the same time, they're supplementing it with EAP Space. As a minimum duration study, we say 12 weeks per module, because we have 3 modules for the program. So we have EAP Yellow, which is EAP 1, it's the first level. EAP Green is the second level, and then EAP Access is the final level. And when the student finishes the final level, they get a CEFR certified, and I will go into this in just a second. So again, just to emphasize on this one more time, the program EAP Space is free to students who need help getting IELTS 5.0 to enroll in NCUK IFY. Please remember this, okay? So if a student in the future comes to you and says, well, I don't think I have IELTS 5.0, I maybe have IELTS 4.0, then you can say, okay, well, they can, you know, at NCUK IFY, TH, they still can help you. They will give you EAP Space program. And you can study it, you can get to IELTS 5.0, and then you do a placement test, and then you enter the program. As a standalone program, per module, it's about $96 US, but as a full package, it's about $288 US, okay? If the student is interested in buying this as a standalone project, package, sorry, not project. So EAP Space, expected CEFR levels. This is something that I think you need to know about, because this program, EAP Space, is actually certified by CEFR, so it meets the requirement for using it as an entry point to university. Currently, there aren't many universities that take this as a pathway, but it is getting there, slowly, gradually climbing up the ladder, and hopefully in the near future, in maybe 2 years' time, we can get it to the same level as a IELTS or TOEFL or PTE qualification, so a student can use that as an entry point. It's getting there. So if we're talking about an NCUK IFY candidate students that needs help, so we'll call him Andy. Andy needs help. He gets into EAP Space, okay, by doing an entrance placement test. It's for free. He does it and he feels like, okay, well, I need help with IELTS 5.0. So he gets into the program. He studies EAP Yellow, which is EAP 1. And then when he finished the program, he exits with 4.5. And then he goes into the second level. He studies EAP Green. He enters with 4.5 and he exits with 5.5. And then immediately, as soon as he finishes, he goes into doing a placement test. And then he gets into NCUK IFY at UEH. So that's Andy, okay? Now we're talking about Jane. Jane is a student that just wants to study the program as a standalone. She doesn't want to use it as an NCUK pathway. So Jane just takes the entire thing. She buys it for $288 US. She studies it one by one, takes her time. She starts at year 10, and then year 11, and then year 12, and takes her time. And she studies it, she finishes, she gets a CEFR certified or certificate, and then she can actually use it to apply to UK. She is guaranteed to apply to the UK. She has the right to, because it's CEFR certified. And when the university sees that certification, they say, okay, let's look at more qualifications like your grades and transcripts and others, and then they can make their judgment. This is EAP for you. So I hope this clarifies what EAP Space task is and why we use it as a pathway for NCUK. So coming back to NCUK, I hope you're following me and not lost me over there, but we can have more questions regarding that, so don't worry about it. So NCUK IFY is 9 months. If we compare it to other qualifications, we see that it always comes on top. I'm not being braggy here, but it's the truth about NCUK IFY. So 9 months, that's the duration of the program. It can be even shortened to 6 months if we do the intensive course, but currently we're doing the 9 months only. But in the next cohort, probably going to be 6 months option as well. There is no IELTS requirement. Like I said, it's not a must, but the student can take IELTS and apply to NCUK IFY if they want to do that, but it's not a must, okay? They can do a placement test. If they pass the placement test, they enter the program. If they don't pass the placement test, we give them a course for free. So the student also have 16 guaranteed universities that offer them a placement, which with each university have their own kind of entry point requirement. So the student have to meet a certain score before they can apply to the university. So I hope this information doesn't go, kind of blindly into the student's brain and be like, okay, I can just do nothing at NCUK IFY and get a guaranteed university. It doesn't work that way. You got to work hard, okay? It's competitive, but I believe Vietnamese students are going to be surprising us with their scores because we're expecting really, really good students to apply to NCUK. And of course, if you compare that with other qualifications, there's unlimited range of universities. They can use NCUK and then they can go to other universities. They don't have to just go to the guaranteed universities or the universities that recognize the NCUK. They can go wherever they want. They have the freedom. So let me take a sip of water while you look at this screen. You see some universities in the UK. This is just for your reference. And we have some outstanding good universities within the NCUK guaranteed. So these universities actually offer a guaranteed placement for the students who finish NCUK with the required scores that these universities put on the students. So if you look at for example, University of Bristol, great ranking, Birmingham, you have the University of Leeds, you have the University of Manchester, you have University of Sheffield. So you got good universities within almost the top 100 world ranked universities. So those universities actually offer a guaranteed placement for the students, like I mentioned. But the universities in other countries who are also partnered with the NCUK, they recognize the qualification. What that means is there isn't currently at the moment a guaranteed place, but they put a high priority for NCUK IFY students. So when they look at the qualification and say you're applying to University of Newcastle in Australia, and they look at the qualification and say, okay, well, you studied NCUK IFY, we recognize that. We give you a priority in some sense. You don't have to do a foundation here. So they do that. They look at it and they say it's actually worthwhile. So it's still valuable even in recognized universities. But in the near future, NCUK is working really, really, really hard. We will have guaranteed universities in both Australia, New Zealand, and the USA. This list here is actually much bigger for other partner universities, but I just showed you some examples here. But there are even more universities on the full list. NCUK guarantee, this is something I think you got to remember. When the student asks you, so you're telling me that I can guarantee my place at university? Be like, yes. How? The student asks you. Be like, you have to complete NCUK IFY with a minimum score of CCC. Now you might ask me, what is CCC? Okay, so these triple C's are standing for the subject stream modules. Okay, remember I said the student can study 3 subjects and 1 EAP. So this is what this means. In these subjects, they need to get a triple C in all of them, basically 1 C in each, so triple C in all of them, and an EAP score, total score of EAP of C, because EAP is divided into listening, reading, writing, so perceptive and productive skills. They need to have a total score in those skills of C, okay? It depends from one university to the other. Please remember this. Some universities like the University of Manchester could have higher requirement, okay? So we usually encourage the student to fight and get as high score as possible. And I'm looking forward to see Vietnamese students surprising me with their awesome scores. So guaranteed entry to NCUK partner universities. Remember this, okay? If they get this, then there is a guaranteed pathway. And also as a student who studies NCUK IFY, we give them guaranteed 2 conditional offers. So even if they don't get their first choice university, they're still going to get another university, conditional offer from another university. Yes. Now we are reaching the point where I feel like the student is going to be like asking you, so you're telling me all of this about NCUK, but what am I going to learn in the end? You know, am I going to be like a native English speaker? Well, not specifically, but almost, okay? We're trying to put the student at the level that is almost comparable to a native English speaker. And this is the NCUK IFY program outcome. So if I summarize it in this sentence, I think this is going to be perfect for you. So the student will be able to demonstrate knowledge in subject-specific areas. What I mean here is the business, for example, because we're doing business stream at the UEH campus. So they need to achieve a kind of a knowledge in that field that is comparable, but not the same to a native English speaker. Okay, so when Andrew from earlier, who studied EAP Space to enter NCUK IFY, now Andrew has finished. Andrew was our example, if you forgot. So Andrew now finished NCUK IFY, and he's in Australia. He's sitting down in University of Newcastle, and he's sitting next to James. James is a native English speaker. He's Australian. He's from Melbourne. Okay, and James and Andrew, they're friends, and they're listening to the tutor. So we call her Jenny. Okay, Jenny is the tutor. She's perfect. Okay, she speaks English, perfect English. She's Australian, and she's teaching a lecture. Okay, now Andrew and James here actually listening to her. Andrew and James will have almost the same level of comprehension when they're listening to Jenny. Okay, this is what we mean by NCUK IFY outcome. We try to give them the same kind of opportunity to that of an native English speaker. So studying NCUK IFY at UH is actually quite unique. And the thing that I always kind of mention is that it's in a university, okay? It's a foundation program in a university. It's always amazing when you hear like studying foundation program in a university, okay? You hear that like a lot in other universities, but this is a foundation program that is much broader. It's not limited to one university. It's giving you access to full range of universities. So you're learning it in the University of Economics in Ho Chi Minh. That's the benefit. You have access to their facilities. You have access to the library. You can even get a library card. You can have a free parking, which is really hard to get in Vietnam. You get free parking in the University of Economics as a student. You can attend workshops. You can attend other like kind of skill development classes. You can do that. You can meet with professors. You can meet with other students who are studying real degrees. So it's a great environment for preparing for university. It's also taught by A-level tutors. So we have to have a tutor with at least 10 years of experience in teaching pre-university students. That's a must. We move from memorization and analysis to analysis and critical thinking skill development. This is a key point in the NCUK IFY teaching methodology. And we also have a counselor at the UAH, which help the student with basically making decisions to which university they want to study afterwards, and also what kind of programs they want to choose when studying NCUK IFY. And also at the end, they also help the student with their application form. Okay, last 3 slides before I finish. So why NCUK at UH? These are some great selling points for you. You can keep them in mind. So first is it's a fast track study, about 6 to 9 months program. There's value for money. There are scholarships before, after, during, okay? Really, really, really good scholarships. If you're looking at the University of Leeds, they offer scholarships of up to £5,000 to NCUK IFY students. Okay, that's just telling you that. Okay, so very generous scholarships for NCUK IFY students in the UK. They have access to top 100 universities or ranked universities with guaranteed access to about 4,000 different programs. There is no IELTS requirement before NCUK IFY nor after NCUK IFY. So even after they finish NCUK IFY, they don't have to have IELTS. Okay, they can directly go to year 1. The style we use in teaching NCUK IFY is quite Western, so they feel like they're actually sitting in a classroom in the UK when they're learning. And the academic skills that we teach also very necessary. We focus on those points one by one as they move in their level of NCUK. Oh, sorry, in their study time, basically. We give them full-scale student support and academic support, as I mentioned earlier. They study in a university environment, very beautiful selling point. And finally, guaranteed 90% of the students to get their first choice university. Some quick details for you to keep in mind. The first cohort of the NCUK IFY at UH will be launched in mid-March 2021, and it will end in December 2021. The second cohort will start in September 2021, but just keep in mind that the first cohort is in 2021, okay? This will lead to the commencement of Australian and New Zealand programs in February 2022, all right? Students need to achieve a score equivalent to IELTS 5.0 and have completed Vietnamese high school year 12 or 11 prior to starting the fast track NCUK IFY program. Okay. Students who don't have IELTS, again, as I mentioned, it's not a requirement. So if they don't have IELTS, TOEFL, or PTE, they can take a placement test and it's for free. If they pass it, if they pass it and they get 5.0, they can apply to NCUK IFY. But if they don't pass this placement test, then they will get a free placement at the ORIGO EAP Space program. So we can help them reaching that 5.0. Tuition fee for the program is $9,000 for the 9 months program. And then the student have to deposit 2 million Vietnamese dong. Sorry, it's not 2,000. And the students with higher, high scores and high grades, they will get scholarships for their merits. We need to submit a electronic copy of the application, and you have to work with Yes Education regarding that. So they have the application forms, and you have to communicate with them, and then the application will be sent to us to vietnam@origoeducationgroup.com. Okay. Oh, right. So I'll stop here. Let's see if we can do the Kahoot afterwards. So what I usually do when I do these trainings is that I go through the content. I hope you were paying attention because now we're going to be testing them. Okay, and then I will do a Kahoot questionnaires, more like quizzes. They're very easy, I promise you. Okay, and the top 3 who win will get rewards from me. Okay, this is very important because I like to say thank you personally for attending by doing this kind of quick test. So has Ivy told you guys that you need to go to Kahoot and
Okay. Do you mind if I speak in Vietnamese for everyone?
Sure. Please feel free.
Yeah. Ok mọi người ơi, cuối buổi mình sẽ có một cái Kahoot như em đã gửi qua email cho mọi người đó. Thì chắc là mọi người cũng đã chơi Kahoot nhiều rồi. Thì anh chị có thể lấy điện thoại của mình ra và nhập cái mã pin của Kahoot vào. Thì tổng cộng là mình sẽ có khoảng 13 câu hỏi đó. Ok, em đã thấy mọi người có bắt đầu vào đăng ký rồi đấy. So I think everyone is really familiar with Kahoot.
Nice.
So we can just wait until I think now we have 20 attendees. So maybe we just wait up until we have everyone in in the Kahoot game. So yeah, we can start. Yeah.
Of course, no problem.
Yeah.
Do you want to take some questions in the meantime while we're waiting for everybody to join? Some quick questions.
Yeah, for sure. So I see that we have 2 questions from Ms. Nguyen. So do you accept Duolingo test?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's another question is for the placement test, which place that the student can do it? Can they come to our office to do it?
The placement test is online. They can do it online. So they can access to the EAP website, which I will share now, I think, while we're waiting for people. So I can just show you this very quickly because the placement test is there and they can do that. And we can see the students' level afterwards. So they go to this website. They have free placement test right now. They can do the placement test. They enter their name, their last name, mobile number, email. Email has to be correct because we want the student to, because this is our method of communicating back with the student, usually through email. Phone is also, we use that, but email has to be correct. And then partner code is basically you, so it has to be through Yes Education. And then they can start the test. It's about 20 questions. They do the test. And then at the end, we can get results. And then after 1 or 2 days, usually 1 business day, we email them back or call them back and say, this is your result. We send them a copy, PDF file to see their result. And if they passed with 5.0, they can just get into NCUK IFY. If they don't pass, then we ask them we actually just give them this program. We give them a login information. We say, you can just log in into EAP Space. So they go back here they log in with their information and they come into the website and they start, practicing and improving their English here. And by the end, when they finish the second level of EAP, because the one I'm showing right now is the first level. So and for everybody who's watching in the attendees, you will get a login information from me, but not right now, later. But basically you get the student can practice. There are 20 weeks in each module. There are 2 modules, so about 40 weeks in total. But the student can finish one module within 12 weeks. However, we don't recommend them to finish no later than 40 weeks per module. So basically they practice their English here. They can get a lot of practice and, getting used to how academic English works. And then once they finish EAP 2, the second level, they will actually have to do a second placement test. And then they try that out. If they pass, they get into the program, the NCUK IFY program directly. Oops, did I close the, oh no, I thought I closed it. I have it here.
All right.
Okay.
I believe that we have another question from Jolie. So she asked whether the student have to finish year 11 or 12 in Vietnam to enter foundation year. I believe that the student can either finish year 11 here or year 12. Can you come back to the PPT and show her
Sure.
the entry requirement? Because I think
Of
she
course.
might come in. Yeah.
Yes, so you have 2 entry points, like you said, Ivy, that's very correct. We have year 11 and then we have year 12. The student can still continue their studies at school, and they can start the NCUK IFY at the same time. But they need to provide GPA so we can see that they actually did achieve the score before they apply to NCUK. So for year 11, because there will be a gap of level between them and their peers at year 12, so we need to increase the GPA requirement to 7.0. And for the year 12, it's actually a bit lower, to 6.0, and they have more kind of like they have the option to choose between the fast track or the normal standard one. But currently we're only doing the fast track one. Oh, sorry, the normal track, the 9 months. And for the English course, just to emphasize on this, since I didn't really talk about this earlier, after they do the English for Academic Purposes EAP Space course that we provide them for free for the NCUK students, they do the placement test, and we only need them to have an E. E is actually the minimum requirement. It's the lowest score they can get because E is equivalent to 5.0. Because EAP score uses the EABCD system, and E is equivalent to 5.0, where an A is actually 7.5, I believe. Should I look at the website now? Do we have everybody? We have 9 people so far.
Okay, so I think we have 2 more questions, but I think we can start with a Kahoot game, and then we will come back and answer your question.
Okay, no problem.
Alright, không biết mọi người đã đăng ký vào được không hỗ trợ, tại vì em thấy có 10 players trong khi mình có 24 attendees này. Okay.
Yes.
So,
should I wait 1 more minute? Is this everybody?
yeah. Maybe we wait for everyone to join in.
Okay. But yeah, NCUK IFY actually provides the student. So when I talk about guaranteed universities, within the NCUK, there are the guaranteed universities, which, as I mentioned earlier, for example, University of Manchester, those universities are the founding universities of the NCUK program. So they provide the student with this opportunity to not only study the foundation program, but also kind of like a pathway to their university, kind of like a big promise to the students. It's like, but you're going to work hard, okay? Like University of Manchester, they put high requirement on the students. I'm just going to say this because they change their score every year. I'm not exactly sure what it's going to be for the year 2021 when the students graduate from NCUK IFY. But normally it's high requirement. So I do hope that everybody here understands that to encourage the student to work hard, okay? This is not a whatsoever program. It's actually quite competitive, okay? Because you're competing against people from around the world. There are many study centers around the world for NCUK IFY, okay? Is this everybody? 14 people, 15? Here we go.
Yeah, so I think everyone is still figuring out.
Nice.
So,
16.
Yeah.
I think people be like, I don't want to trouble you buying me a gift.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Mọi người
Should we take...
cứ join vào đi ạ. Thực ra là cái quiz này nó cũng là để cho mình catch up lại, recap lại cái thông tin mà Adam vừa mới chia sẻ á. Em và Bo có join cái quiz nhỏ với lại với Adam rồi. Thực sự là nó rất là helpful nếu như mà mình muốn catch up lại những cái thông tin mà bạn Adam bạn chia sẻ. Ok, mình sẽ đợi một chút nha. I think maybe 5 more minutes. So in the meantime, can you answer some few questions? So
sure.
We have one from Vân Diệu. So she's asking if the student has have IELTS 5.5. Can they join in EAP Access?
Yes, they can purchase that program individually. It doesn't have a package. So if they have 5.5, they can just purchase this individually. And they can just pay $96 for the program. They can study it online, and they can, if they pass the placement test at the end, then they can directly use it as a method to apply for universities as well.
Right.
Yes.
Next question: how many intake per year?
For NCUK IFY?
Yeah.
I believe currently, because of the pandemic, we had to push it to March. But normally it's going to be, I think, every September. So, but right. Different classes, I believe. So more classes. Not quite sure about that. I can double check, and then with a follow-up email to the person who asked that question, I will confirm. Yeah. But it's as far as I know, it's one intake per year. Yes. Okay. Unless there are more students.
Yeah. So intake in September, which also means that once they finish the international foundation year, they will have enough time to apply for July intake in Correct. Australia and also, of course, in the UK and US as well.
Yes, yes, that's very correct. Yep.
Okay. Next question we have. Sorry.
I'm
do you want to start
yeah.
the Kahoot?
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Can you check?
I have 14.
Okay, I think we can just start with the Kahoot now.
I had more people earlier. What happened? Okay, I can start with Kahoot.
Maybe because of the internet connection.
Okay, well, I'll give you guys 30 seconds. I'm on a count now. Whoever doesn't join, I'm sorry, but I hope you join in 30 seconds. So we have a few seconds left.
I think we can start with the Kahoot.
What I wanted to say here is just for the intensive course in CUK IFY, because it's going to be a 6 months program, so it will actually be kind of we have to do 2 cohorts probably, but for the 9 months program, it's going to be 1 cohort, okay, but probably with multiple classes. Yep. All right, 30 seconds have passed.
I think we can start. Yeah,
let's go. Yeah. Family and Friends Edition, NCUK IFY quiz. So what is NCUK IFY? Is it a 9 months program, progress to UK, Australia, Canada University, 3 years undergraduate program to progress to directly to postgraduate study, or an English placement test? Or is it a program that directly allows students to study overseas with no exams? I have 14 answers. Yes, correct. Well done, well done, well done, everybody. Next, Katie. Nice, Katie, Arya. We click next? Okay. Great job. Nice. Should we add some music? Is there music here, right? Share computer sound.
There you go. Yeah.
Can you hear it? There you go. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. What was the question? Price of NCUK at UH. So 12,000, 10,000, 8,000,
very easy.
9,000 US dollars. It's very easy.
Very easy. Everyone should be able to get this.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Nice. Everybody got
Good
it.
job.
Oh no, we got 1%. Oh.
We still have one. Oh, a lot of change. So Aria now is the top one.
In the lead. Let's go. Let's go. So how many subjects can I study? 11, 12. Ooh. Ooh, this is hard. For those who don't remember.
If you pay attention, you should be able to get this.
Nice.
Oh,
good job.
okay.
Good job. 9 people out of 5. Yes, I'm sorry. This is actually a bit complicated, but it's just one EAP. If they go into NCUK IFY, we don't count EAP Space in this.
Yeah.
Oh, Katie goes back in the lead.
Yeah. And GLN,
Nice.
we have Chi from GLN.
Nice.
Good job.
What are the NCUK IFY requirements for Vietnamese students? Okay. Is it year 12, 11, GPA 6.0, 7.0, and IELTS equivalent of 5.0? Or the others? Come on, come on, come on. Nice. Good job. Yep.
Wow.
Those are the requirements for NCUK IFY.
It's actually lower than you would expect it. Jolie, wow, Jolie, good job.
She's on fire. That's what it says.
She's jumping. Yes. Wow, way to go.
Amazing. Let's go. More questions. Everybody still have a chance. So what if I don't have IELTS 5.0? What do I do as a student? Do I try again next year? I don't know what to do. Or do I enroll into NCUK IFY anyway? Or I enroll into ORIGO EAP Space program because IELTS is not a must. Yes. Well done. Well done. Oh, we still got some wrong answers, but that's okay. Katie is on fire now. Okay. She probably just answered immediately. Amazing. Oh, Katie has the highest answer streak of 5. Oh, wow. So she always got it right.
Yeah.
How many guaranteed universities? Easy. 20, 10,
This is
25,
a tricky question.
Yeah.
Yeah, very tricky one. I got it wrong in the first try.
I think so. It's okay.
Oh, good job, everyone.
Yes. For those people who answered 25, I do hope in the near future we get to 25 guaranteed universities. But currently, it's 16 universities that do offer the guaranteed placement at their university. Ooh, Aria. Katie, what happened? I was putting my money on Katie.
Yeah.
So, why studying at UH is unique? Is it because a study university environment with Western education model? Or I want to be a professor in the future? Did I write this answer? This is funny. Nice. Good job, everybody. Good job. Good job. Yes. Ooh, it's getting
still
fire.
Pretty much the same.
Yeah. Am I guaranteed to get a place at university? You need to work hard, keep trying every year, or you need to study NCUK IFY. If you finish with CCC and EAPC, you have 90% to get your first choice. Is that the right answer? Okay, well, that was a bit tricky, right? I tricked everybody. It worked. Let's see if the score changes. Oh, okay, here we go. Jolie. Jolie is on fire again. Let's go, Jolie. What's the complete package cost of EAP Space? Remember, I mentioned it's $96 per module, and there are 3 modules. That's simple math. Should be easy. $288 US. That's very correct, everybody. Almost done. We have 3 more questions, I think, right? And then we can take...
Kimban is going up, and Anthony as well.
Nice. How do you say, like, let's go everybody fighting in Vietnamese? Which countries can the student go to overseas after studying NCUK IFY? Nice, everybody. Good job. 14. Well done, well done.
Not only UK, but other countries as well.
That is very correct, yep. So don't limit the options. Name 3 NCUK University partners. Ooh, question really hard. Oxford University, Lund University, Shams University, or Columbia University, Harvard, KTH University, or all of the above. Or maybe University of Manchester, University of Bristol, and University of Australia. Good job. Yep, that is very correct. We do hope that in the future we could expand to more universities like Oxford, Lund University, and other European universities, but we'll have to see how that goes. But right now, yes, for everybody who answered A, it is correct. Oof.
Oh, Anthony.
Lit. It's getting lit. We're almost there. 2 more questions. What's the difference between RMIT Foundation Program and NCUK IFY? Tricky question, very tricky. Remember the broad range the NCUK can provide you with. Remember the price. Remember where the student can go to. I kind of answered it over there. That's correct, everybody. Thank you for the answers. Yes, it's all of the above, basically all what RMIT does, but even better. Okay. So we're actually helping them. If a student comes and says, oh, why shouldn't I just go to RMIT? We're like, okay, well, you can go, but this is also a good option for you, and it's cheaper, it's faster, and it also can take you to RMIT as well. So there's not a competition, actually. We're helping RMIT as well.
Right.
Next. Final questions. Let's go. So why should I study NCUK IFY instead of Cambridge certificate, IB diploma, or Western Australia High School certificate? Why? I like the final music. It's kind of a good beat. Let's go. Almost there. Remember about IELTS. Yes. Well done, everybody. Well done. Good job. Let's see the scores now. So number 3 is Glenn. Nice. Arya, good job. And at the top?
Yeah.
Did I put my money? Jolie, nice. Good job.
Congratulations.
Congrats. Oh, I should have taken a photo of that. But it's okay.
No worries. I got you. I got you covered.
You got me? Okay, nice.
Yeah, I got it.
Because the people who actually got the top, I would like to send you a reward personally. So I think Ivy will follow up with you on the information that I require from you. But for everybody who actually participated, I would like to thank you sincerely to answering these quizzes. And I hope you learned something from doing the quiz today with me. So everybody, thank you so much for joining me on the Kahoot. And I can go back to the PPT. And if you have any questions, you can.
Yeah, we do. We actually
ask me
a question
sure.
from the attendants. So is the tuition fee for the 6-month program different from the 9-month program?
As of this moment, we haven't finalized it, but it's probably going to be different, yes. Because, of course, it's going to be more intensive, so it's going to be different, yeah. But right now, we only talk about the 9 months program. But I gave you this information about the intensive program because I want you to know that it's coming. But you don't need to promote it to the student at this moment. But it's just for your information.
All right. So this question from Benzi, do you have the schedule for the IFY program?
The schedule, like the, you mean the calendar, kind of like the yearly calendar? Is that what we're asking?
Yeah, so maybe you can, Benzi, you can clarify.
The academic calendar, is that the one they're looking for, right? Oh.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she means the calendar or like the timetable. So if you don't mind, can you? The curriculum. Okay.
The curriculum is already written, and it's like we just use it when it's ready. Like, I mean, when the program starts, everything is written and all the books and everything is already there. So, but I can't share it with you. Yeah, but it's already done. Don't worry about it. But if you're talking about a calendar as well, I don't have the exact calendar. I need to ask, but I don't really think I can provide it with you right now. Probably next year I can provide it to you once we are reaching the launch date, the cohort launch.
Yeah, which is on March 2021. So everyone, if you have any students that are interested in the program, please let us know. And then if we have any news or updates from the NCUK program, all the information that you're asking today, like calendar, the curriculum, all that details, please let us know. We'll update you as soon as we have the information.
Yes.
Okay. I have another question. Is all of the program taught in English? Yes.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
It's all taught in English. Yes.
Yes, that's a must. One of the biggest requirements is that we need to have English actually being taught 24-hour in the class, of course. So all the communication has to be conducted in the English, yes. Any more questions, or do we stop here?
I think
sorry.
maybe we can. Do you want to add anything from your presentation? Something that you might have missed?
Sure. So the thing that I usually get asked the most is about how can the student use this to apply to visa in the UK? And that's no problem at all, because you can just, as soon as the student gets NCUK IFY, they can just use the qualification and they go to the UCAS system and they apply to university. When the university sees their application, they make their own personal judgment, and that is already like used in some sense, because the university made the decision to provide them with the qualification. So the visa application, because the university then sends them an application, an offer letter, and they can use that offer letter to go apply for the visa. So I get this question a lot, like how can NCUK IFY be used to waiver the visa in UK? And it can be done. Yeah.
Mọi người còn câu hỏi gì nữa không ạ? Okay, we have another question.
Oh, sure.
Okay. So once the student finished the program, can they enter year 2 in the university in 16 university in the UK? How about the other countries? Like I think he meant by like Australia, US, etc. This is the foundation program, which is also so before Adam get into that. So this is the foundation program. It's offer the same as the other international foundation year in the UK or Australia. So the student, they have to enter year 1, first year in the university, but not the second year. Second year is only for the diploma program as a pathway to enter year 2. Yeah, so Adam? You can
No,
add
you
more to
answered
that.
that perfectly. That was actually a very
Sorry,
concrete
I take it
answer.
over.
So, no, it's good. It's good to know. I just want to add one more thing on top of that. Yes, there is options for students to apply to year two, but it's not through the NCUK IFY. That's another program by the NCUK. We call it the International Year One. Currently, we don't have it running in Vietnam. We will have it in the future. That will be an option as well for the student, where the students basically study 1 year in Vietnam at the local university that partners with the NCUK. And then the next year, year two and year three, they will study it in the UK, or it depends, in Australia. But currently that program is not running at the moment, but in the future it will.
Yep. So look for it.
Yeah, definitely.
How about the other universities in other countries? So I think you can go back to the slide that showed, or I'm not sure if you included in the slide, but you can show the other countries as well.
Yeah, I don't have the full list in the
That's,
PPT, but there are more universities. I think Ivy, you have that list
yeah, I had
of
that
the
one.
universities that recognize the NCUK IFY. And actually, there will be much more by next year. But yeah, we will have to see how that happens or goes to, or it depends on the partnerships. But basically, we do anticipate more universities, especially in New Zealand and Australia, because that's the second focus of NCUK right now. But it functions similarly. Basically, the student also graduates from NCUK IFY or finishes the qualification. They use it, they make their application, they send it to the university, and then they get a reply from the university regarding that. It's not a scratch. Okay, the university is not gonna say, okay, I don't recognize NCUK IFY. No, you have to do foundation program here in University of X. You know, it's recognizable. So the university will look at it and say, okay, provide us with more documentations, for example, transcripts or others, to kind of like put more value on top of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
So
will
we
also
have
go to year one, like you said. It's not year two. Sorry. Yeah.
yeah, sure. So another question from Ms. Nguyen. So if a student studying 3 subjects in one EAP, if they need to study 2 level in EAP, does that mean that they only have to pay for 1 level tuition fee in terms of tuition fee?
So if we're talking about EAP Space, right? That's a question. It's about EAP Space, right? Or is it about NCUK? Yeah. So
EAP.
they can, yeah. Normally I think it's better that we promote it as a full package, the NCUK, sorry, the EAP Space program. And Ivy will go into details with you about that later. But it's better that the program is promoted to the student as a full package. However, if you get a student that says, okay, well, I just want the final level, then they only pay for that level. Yes. Okay, they only pay for this final level, but they got to do the placement test before this as well. They got to prove to us that they have this 5.5. Even if they have the qualifications, say they have IELTS and they show it to us, we still offer them the placement test. It's for free. Just do it. Okay, and then we can see your level. So yeah, you can do per module, but it's better if you say to the student, take it as a package.
Okay,
Yes,
so I just want to clarify that if the student they need to, can you go back to the graph? Yes.
Oh, this one. Sorry. Yeah.
Yes. So if the student they need to study EAP Green and then sorry. So say for example EAP Yellow and then EAP Green. What that means that they need to pay twice for the EAP.
Well, if they take these 2 programs only, they have to pay for the 2 programs. That's as basic as it is.
Right.
If they start with this one first and then they decide, okay, I want to go back to the first level, you have to still pay. It's not going to be for free to you. Okay. Unless the student who actually needs help with NCUK IFY, then they get these 2 for free. But if they're studying it as a standalone program, then they have to do them. Say, okay, here's an example. Say me, I'm Adam. I apply for NCUK IFY. My level when I did the placement test was 4.5. So I entered EAP Green. I tried the program and I found it to be difficult. Okay. I tell tell us that I feel like it's difficult for me. We then just roll you back. We give you the lower level and you can start from level 1. That's only for NCUK IFY students. But if a student pays for this one and they find it to be difficult, okay, we can say that, okay, they purchased this one. So it's okay that they get another login just for this one, but we remove this login for EAP2 because now we count it as if they only purchased one program. So the login for this will be replaced with a login for this. So next time when they finish EAP1, they will have to pay for it. They have to pay for EAP2 if they want to apply for EAP2. Is that complicated or is it easy to follow?
Yeah, so if the student, they package the EAP program with the International Foundation year,
Yes.
would that be free, as I understood, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
If they need help with
But as a
file swapping.
standalone EAP program, that would they have to pay for that.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that hopefully that clarify with your
I hope so.
questions. So yeah, so far we have quite a lot of questions. So hopefully
Nice.
that clarified and helped you understood more about the programs. I think we were pretty much 1 hour. So thank you very, very much for your time attending the webinar today. So Adam has put his contact and also mine as well. So if you have any question or queries for the program NCUK, which would expect it to start in March 2021. So yeah, please help us promote for the program and let us know if you have any queries or question in the meantime. Adam, do you want to add in anything from your side?
Sure. Thank you, Ivy. Yes, I would like to just thank everybody for participating, both in listening to the presentation about NCUK IFY and also for participating in the quizzes as well. Thank you so much, actually, for your time. I do value that. I do hope to be able to meet you in person soon after the international flights can be open to Vietnam, so I can travel and meet you, everyone, in person.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for your time, and I do hope that we can keep in touch.
Yeah. Okay. Almost forgot one very important thing. Mọi người mà em đã có một cái screenshot ba người có điểm cao nhất rồi ạ. Thì đây có chị Aria này, chị Jolie này, chị Jolie thì em có contact rồi này, chị Chi nữa. Thì mọi người có thể gửi giúp em cái email tới địa chỉ email của em là iv.nguyễn. Adam có để trên cái presentation rồi đấy, thì mọi người gửi cái contact qua cho em để em forward cho Adam để Adam gửi cái quà qua cho mọi người ha. Okay, I just want to remind the top 3 Kahoot
winners,
yeah, top players to send me their details information so that we can send the prize to them with the address. Right?
Nice.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
And,
looking forward to see your promotion for the program. Yes. We're looking forward to see some students actually coming through you.
For sure. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you,
so
Adam.
much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you so much.